Have you ever had an event or a person impact you so much that it changed the entire course of your life? I have. And here's my story. This story begins when I was in high school. My Spanish teacher, Señor Fierros, had a huge impact on my life.
Clase, presta atención. Prueba sorpresa. This looks interesting.
Señor Fierros gave me a newspaper article about Amigos de las Americas. Amigos is a volunteer organization of high school-aged students who learn about medical stuff in Spanish and then spend the summer in Latin America helping with healthcare issues. In my case, I vaccinated measles in Colombia the summer of my senior year in high school. We did our training at the local hospital in night class. Each volunteer was responsible for their own airfare. Back then it cost $1,000 to get to South America. That's $4,000 in today's money. I worked a paper route in the morning and construction after school to earn that money. My trip to South America was a big deal for me. It was the first time I'd ever been on an airplane. We took a plane from Phoenix to Los Angeles, Bogotá, Colombia, then Barranquilla. It took 3 days to get to my final destination. We took a public bus that looked like this to Santa Marta. When we arrived in Santa Marta, they paired us up with another volunteer, and we were loaded into the back of a four-wheel drive for 8 hours to the village that we were going to vaccinate. My partner was 16 years old from Kansas City. He spoke no Spanish, so I got a lot of practice that summer and I doubled my Spanish skills. As you can probably imagine, it was difficult for some mothers to bring out their kids because they were afraid of the vaccine. And it was a real maturing moment for me to be able to persuade a mother in Spanish to bring out their kids so that we could save lives. I learned a lot that summer. When I got back home, I was so blown away from the experience I had that it took me over 2 weeks for me to come up with words to explain to my friends what an amazing experience I had. 6 years later, I was working as an accountant at Shell, and I hated my work. All that I could think about was that amazing experience I had overseas. So I tendered my resignation. My boss said, wait, I think we can help you. And 5 months later, I was on a plane to Paraguay, working for Shell Oil. I was really lucky. Shell found work for me in South America. I was able to do accounting, purchasing, and administrative services for our exploration campaign, and I really took advantage of living overseas. I assimilated into the culture. I went over single and came back married. We then raised some kids, Charlie and Allison, who were on their first international flight when they were infants. Now as adults, both kids are global citizens working around the world as digital nomads. You never know how a single gesture can have an impact for the rest of your life. That newspaper clipping Señor Fierros gave me sent me on a long journey where I ended up living overseas, went down single, came back married to my tropical bird from Paraguay, Gladys. We had kids, they became global citizens, all because of that gesture from Señor Fierros. Some people ask me, did you ever get a hold of Señor Fierros afterwards? Yes, I did. When I was in South America, I came back on leave and I went to my high school and visited with him. He had arranged for an interview with a high school media class. We also kept in touch over the years via mail. No one could have ever predicted the ripple effect that newspaper clipping had on so many lives. It changed my identity, my view of the world. It showed me a passion for adventure and to share it with those I love, our kids who are global citizens, Charlie and Allison, who Gladys and I are so proud of. I dedicate this story to Señor Fierros, who directly impacted my life and changed the course of generations in my family and countless others that we have touched.